Hi, Dr. Elva Edwards from HealingChildhoodLoss.com, and this is a website that's dedicated to healing from childhood loss of a parent when you were a child. And right now I'm in a series of talking about the different ways in which you can lose a parent when you're a child. And today's way is through addiction. You know, there's so many people in this country who have suffered from the throes of addiction. And if a person, a grown-up, suffers from addiction, there are other people that suffer with them, namely their children, but oftentimes their parents, their siblings. Having been in practice for so many years, I've heard so many stories about how families have been, affected with addiction. The program that is most popular, that has received probably the most amount of attention about helping people with addictions, is AA, which is Alcoholics Anonymous, which, hey, it's a great program. It also has Narcotics Anonymous and Eating Anonymous or something like that, Emotions Anonymous, all kinds of ways in which we can become addicted that it can help you. And it can help any person to just look at themselves and see about you living some kind of a life that they want rather than run through addiction. There are other ways that addiction can be helped also. There are ways like there's amino acids. There's a chiropractic program that talks about how to help people with addictions, and they have good statistics. Also, another good way is neurofeedback. So if you know someone who needs maybe extra help, or maybe they're more willing to get that kind of help than, like, say, AA or something else, then you can help them by just giving them information on neurofeedback. I do know people who have used neurofeedback that it does help with their addictions. There isn't a family probably in the United States, maybe even in the world, that has not been affected negatively through addictions. There's not anyone who hasn't hurt in some way, whether it's as a child or as a parent, as a sibling, something, that addictions have wreaked havoc on their life. What we want to do is help these people, not punish them. They need help with their addiction, but they are the ones that have to decide to take help, right? And that means those of us, like children, when we were children, we can't make a parent do it. And so it leaves you thinking that, my father or my mother loves their alcohol or their prescription drugs or whatever it is more than they love me. You can see it. Who do they prefer? They want that bottle if it's alcohol. If it's heroin or something, maybe children aren't around it as much. I hope not. The one that's got a lot of talk from my generation was alcohol. So we need to have compassion for these people, but we also need to have compassion for ourselves. There are people who have told me, they say, I want to be around you, but not when you're drinking. And we need to have and develop the courage to say that, if that is the case. Now, I can have a drink now and then, but I'm not an alcoholic. And if I were around an alcoholic, you know what? I'm happy not having a drink because I don't need it. So let's help those people who have a certain kind of addiction that perhaps we don't have. Lots of people are addicted to their phones. A lot of people are addicted to their computers, whatever. So it's not like most of us are left out on this. No, most of us have something that, some people are addicted to spending money. But all of those addictions, if you were the child, they take you away from mommy or daddy being there for me, taking me to my game, or hugging me, or swinging me, or doing this or that. And we get to pay the consequences. So I ask, how did alcohol or the abuse of alcohol or the abuse of other drugs, opiates, how has that affected your life? I'll talk to you next week.